Now it's the part of the podcast where we talk about what it's like to go viral. And now, a man from Wrexham, North Wales, has gone viral this last week after he asked people to help him find a job. Now, as you can see on your screen, if you're watching us on the video feed at the moment, Andrew Ruscoe is with us, and we're so thrilled to have him with us as well. And we're going to talk to you in a second, Andrew, about your experience and about why you posted. But first of all, we just want to show everyone a little part of the video that you did post.
Unfortunately, due to no fault of myself and like many others as well, I lost my job on Monday. I was a level 4 sports apprenticeship tutor. So I'm actually doing this video just to ask people if they could retweet this, repost it, share it, just so maybe I can try and find a new job, potentially in an environment that would be quite suitable to the skills that I've got. I may be a good asset to others, maybe not, I don't know, but you know, I want to use the power of social media to see if we can maybe find an employer or an opportunity that might be missing out.
So that video has now been seen an incredible 1 million times. Andrew, thank you for joining us. Could you just explain to us what happened and kind of what motivated you to post the video?
Yeah, well, thank you for inviting me on, and to Tim and Hannah. Yeah, so unfortunately, gone through a bit of a series of circumstances these last 3 weeks, let's say. But basically, what led to the video was unfortunately on the week that was my annual leave. We're still unwise at this moment, but none are wiser. Sorry. Still none are wiser, but we've the company that we were working for has gone into either administration, receivership, or liquidation just before Christmas, which has kind of left quite a few of us without employment. So with myself working in the teaching kind of sport education sector and looking to try and get work in a similar sector, I thought it would be a great idea, especially with quite a decent following that I've got at this moment in time, to do a video. And I thought, what a great way of demonstrating what skills and attributes I've got anyway. Because one of the key features and something that's quite everyone's big on these days is that we want people to be able to communicate online, to be able to communicate publicly, and so on. And I thought, well, if that's one of the missing traits, as we call it now, what a great way of demonstrating it by using the power of social media to demonstrate that skill. And it just went literally viral. I didn't expect it to hit what the figures that it's hit. I think it was 1.1 million. So when I last looked, and that was just incredible. And I can only thank everyone who's retweeted and shared it. But genuinely, I just thought, well, it's an opportunity. Yes, I'm doing the Indeed. Yes, I'm doing the giving out my CVs. Yes, I'm speaking to people behind the scenes on LinkedIn. But I just thought to myself, well, let's give this a shot. Let's see what happens, and let's see what avenues that I've not explored before, that I haven't before, basically. And I thought it was I think the response speaks for itself. And it's led me to quite a few fantastic conversations with people, some ex-professional footballers.
Really?
In all fairness, they've asked me to send their CV.
Brilliant.
I don't know if I can mention him or not. I don't want to put him in a position, but
don't mention him. We don't want to get sued or anything.
but it's just hopefully, touch wood, that something may come of that. But I tell you what, it's the power of social media has definitely led me into some fantastic conversations this week, and probably at a time that I probably needed all that kind of positivity more so because of the circumstances from 2 weeks prior to that Monday that we lost our jobs. I lost my grandmother as well, which was quite upsetting. So we had a funeral this week and laid her ashes yesterday. So yeah, I think it's I suppose it's kind of motivated myself and inspired me to keep going, really. So I can only, as I said, if I can only thank everyone for the support they've given.
Well, we're so sorry to hear about your nan, and hope that you're doing okay and the family's doing okay now. You know, I guess these things always go like buses, don't they? You know, it's never just one thing. It's all the whole load of troubles come along at the same time. But you mentioned in your video as well about all of the skills and the different things that you can do. Sports coaching, as I understand it, is your kind of area. But as you said in the video, it's just like, you know, communications, and I can, as it turns out, I can speak to camera as well, if that's something you'd be interested in. Do you think now, as a result of all the conversations and the feedback that you've had and the retweets and everything, that you might go into something completely different if the opportunity arose?
I'm really open to it. If I'm being honest with you, I think I said at the end of it, if anyone wanted to try me out in a different sector, I'd be open to that. So if there's any acting work, I'll give it a go if need be. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people. I'll give anything a go. An example of this: when I was working, I written a level 4 sports apprenticeship for school sports pathway with the company that I've just lost our jobs with, but I was actually supporting the early years teaching and the teacher assistant courses. So what I'm trying to say there is that I'm not afraid of giving anything a go. I pride myself on new learning experiences and trying anything out. So, like I said, if anyone wanted to give me an opportunity, like in that remit, or even podcasting, I'm open to it.
Well, also, I mean, Tim, you mentioned as well that Andrew's got like a pretty significant Twitter following already, and is it Twitter or TikTok? Is it which
Twitter.
one is it? Is your main? It's Twitter, yeah. So, or X, we should probably say now. Wrexham as well, your town where you're from. That is obviously really well known worldwide now as a result of the Hollywood touch from Ryan Reynolds, etc., and the fact that the football club is now kind of like globally known and loved. Did that kind of like that backdrop, the fact that it's your town, did that kind of encourage you even more so to try and use this kind of like use social media to have that broad reach that you can have and reach as many people as possible because you've seen it work for your local club?
Yeah, I can't deny that there is that part of my thinking inside of me that thought, why not? Because let's look at the power of social media. I think it even helped Ryan Reynolds to consider buying Wrexham, as we've seen one from years ago. What was it? The lady had put, "You never know when you'll see Deadpool walking around Wrexham," and I think that came to fruition, didn't it? And in all fairness, in January, we were able to buy new kits for our under-13s futsal side from the club that I founded, FC United of Wrexham. We've got their badge on here now. We put the Deadpool on the arm because Ryan Reynolds actually donated 1,600 to the club, and that's it's a non-for-profit voluntary organisation in futsal. And, well, it gave the club a lifeline. The immediate attention we had from that, like being on ESPN, Men in Blazers, BBC News, Sky News, literally every news source. It was unreal. It was an unreal, surreal time, and that's thanks for what Ryan did. But I think you're right. Seeing the attention and media, all the eyes on the town of Wrexham does give you that inspiration to think, well, if anything can happen, so why not? It's just, you know what I mean? It gives you this, this platform to try and sell yourself a little bit. But it's just this time it's about, for me, to try and find employment, which is more so important, so I can continue doing the voluntary work that I'm doing for the club, so I can keep supporting the young people that I'm supporting. So
I loved. I was seeing, I think this morning, or was it yesterday, you posting about helping the volunteering coaching at the futsal club. Do you mind explaining for those who may not know what futsal is, the difference between that and football? Actually,
yeah. So futsal is a five-side variation of football, which is based on the principles of basketball, water polo, football itself, and the sport handball. And it's originated in 1930s. Funny enough, in a country called Uruguay, which has got a population of 3 million, and yet Wales has got roughly around about that same population of 3 million as well. So I'm kind of trying to always push it a little bit, because I think that maybe if it works for one country, which has been in the top 10 of football all these years, I understand the social deprivation issues and all that, but surely it would work for a country like Wales. But futsal is five-side variation. It's got its own UEFA Futsal Champions League, which is what our aim is for our youngsters that I'm currently supporting, which I've had from under fives. And they got their own internationals. So we've had a Welsh international team, we've had England international, and other countries have. and it's massively professional over in Europe and South America. I've actually played for Great Britain as well back in 2018, but in the AMF version. So that was the original version of futsal, because what we're engaging in is FIFA futsal, and that was a great opportunity.
I
Thanks.
hope that's on your CV, Andrew, that you've got a cap to your name.
Well, I was quite lucky to get the cap, if I was being honest with you. I went there as a player coach, and I got 3 minutes against Italy, so I kept the clean sheet. I know it was only 3 minutes, but I kept the clean sheet against them.
Very good.
But great experience over in Milan. But then all this wasn't just for myself. Was to bring back that kind of knowledge and support to the young people that we're supporting, and in my town, well, obviously City now. Let's say, and what it's done, it has empowered people, because we've had players getting into Rex Messi's academy. People go on to trials at Everton. People go on to trials and in the B squads of Man City, Welsh Premier League academy sides, and even Crewe Alexandra. And that's because of futsal, because it's what it is with the sport. Whereas in football, you've got grass which brings the ball down like friction, so it slows it down. With futsal in a hall, because you played indoors, it's so fast. You've got to rely on your ABCs a lot more, so your agility, balance, coordination, speed.
Oh, none of those. That'd be terrible.
I speaking of sport, but that's what you're doing. You're relying on that, and that actually it speeds up the player's thought process. It speeds up their ability to chase a ball, control a ball. Basically, if they get into a 1v1 situation, they've got to do a lot more skills to get out of danger, and that's what I mean. I live by the sport, and I've seen it benefit so many people over the years because of it.
And you are such a good advocate for yourself, but also for the sport, a great proponent of the sport as well. So, I mean, I can't think of a better way of being able to say, like, this is me, this is what I'm passionate about, and please hire me, basically. The one thing that everyone will want to know is, are there any kind of firm leads, just before we wrap up the interview, but any kind of firm leads you think that might actually mean that you can get some employment before Christmas, of course?
It's a bit of a sad reality of being unemployed, and I'd love to explain this one. So for me to, yes, I've got a lead, and it looks like it's going to take about 3 weeks before getting into employment. I did have one opportunity, but it was too far away and it's just unfortunate. But the one that I'm going to potentially go work with is going to start off on agency work, but it's cost me, literally, the sad state of affairs is it's cost me £62 just to become to try and get in to be employed, just to pay for my DBS and actually pay for something called an EWC. So in England, you can literally just work on your qualifications and your DBS, but in Wales they've got something called the EWC, which is basically trying to professionalise the trade a little bit more, and make it making sure that the people that we're working with are not kind of crossed off the registers. So I've had to pay for those just to become employed. Yeah, I've had a little bit of a setback because we're waiting for the DBS to come through, which is unfortunate, because wherever you go, you have to have a new DBS, even though I've got a DBS with the football, with my previous employer. So otherwise I would have been starting Monday, but it's just...
Well, hopefully you get to get things going again soon, and full kudos and respect to you for putting yourself out there so bravely, so honestly, and so impressively as well. And I've no doubt that whoever's lucky enough to have you on their staff in the future will know that they got a good one. And I hope that you keep up the Twitter stuff as well, and that you get a lot of respect and love back from the followers who've been supporting you. So we're so grateful that you came on, and really hope that anyone else who's listening or watching this, if they've got any good leads or links for you, then we'll make sure that your details are put in the show notes as well, so that they can contact you, and who knows what might come from it.
Yeah, and of course, if anyone ever wants any advice or support, or or that little bit of encouragement, please just follow myself or contact me. And you know what I mean? I hope this inspires a few people to do the same, to do the similar aspect, what I'm doing, because you never know where it could lead to. So well, thank you for the opportunity as well to come on your show, and it's much appreciated.
Our pleasure. Absolutely loved to speak to you, Andrew. And it's Andrew Ruscoe on Twitter, one word. But please keep us updated, Andrew. I'm really fingers crossed for you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.